Nous allons lire un verset du
We
Srimad
will read a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Bhagavatam. On est au 34, c'est ça?
We're verse 34.
734, premier chant.
734, first canto.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Shivihayam Shantam Ashvam Bhagvam Rikumbara Praham Judam Prakupitom Bhagavam Hambu Jikshanaha. Voyons
Seeing
Arjuna
Arjuna,
lier énergiquement l'ennemi avec le corps,
connecting Arjuna energetically the enemy with a
de
cord,
le ramener à son camp.
and he was to the point of bringing him to his camp. The Lord,
Lui dit
whose
avec
eyes are
comment?
just like the lotus flower, told him.
Srila Vishvanath
Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur
Krishna
explains
parle avec
that
force.
Krishna speaks with
Donc,
strength.
dans les 5 versets qui suivent,
So in the five next verses,
lamentation et de colère,
which were full of lamentation and anger,
le standard
he's showing to the world the standard of justice to Arjuna.
Le Seigneur est décrit en colère.
The Lord is described to be in anger, just like Arjuna, but his eyes are just like lotus petals. But those of Arjuna are red with anger, so his anger was only external.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namini Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Prabhajani Nilveshesha Sunyavadi Prabhajati Satani.
Many people have difficulty to understand when we speak about divine anger. Everything that exists in all living beings exists also in God, but in a sublime way. So anger exists also in the Lord, but this anger is not a fault. For example, for ourselves, when we become angry, we lose knowledge. We lose our spiritual consciousness. When anger hits us, we can do anything because it's not us anymore. We can kill. We can do the greatest wrong. We can transform ourselves. That's true, no? It's a transformation. But the Lord, when He becomes angry, He is never illusioned. His anger serves for a specific purpose, most of the time to protect his devotees and to apply a justice. Because naturally, we need justice. Why? Because to progress, we need to be able to discriminate between what is good and what is bad. This is justice. But what is anger of God? It is simply when we do something wrong, we must suffer. And from this suffering, we can understand, I did something that was not good. You understand? So the living being, compared to the animal, he has a superior position in consciousness. The animal, even though he suffers, he will never understand why he suffers. But the living being, the human being, his consciousness can allow him to understand why he suffers. And from there, instead of going against towards maybe to go against a physical person or the problem, he understands that this suffering comes to a much deeper cause. It is his ignorance. It is by ignorance that he finds himself in a situation. But in this world, when people do a mistake, what do? Look, he did a mistake. Look, just like a crow. Look, he did a mistake. You understand? So we should rather give tools for living beings so that they can awake themselves. Love can allow us to understand our mistakes. Why? Because if we give love, instead of hitting, we will naturally feel that we made a mistake. Justice is the anger of the Lord is love, because it allows to elevate ourselves towards Him. So in theory, when we are a devotee, we should give love when there is anger, and not give anger to destroy. Because if we are close to the Supreme Lord, naturally, we become a friend, not someone who allows who is putting us deeper in the ground. So in front of anger, we should bring love. We should share love. So we could ask ourselves, why does a person who is always angry is not able to get out of this anger, to free himself? It is simply because we give anger after anger, and it only increases anger. If we give love, at one point, this anger loses its strength. You understand? This is why love is the solution. How can we go towards love? Simply by meditating on love, by being impregnated with love. That's why we must meditate. We must deeply meditate for hours. We must become just like an infusion, like someone that is impregnated. Because if we are infused by it, then we will react with love. Because we are infused with love, we will look with love, we will understand with love. The problem, it is not a person. The problem is that you do not have love. So when something happens, we are not able to deal with it because we do not have love. We do not have solution inside of us to heal ourselves. So how can we help others? So the only thing we can do is to criticize others and judge them. Look. And when we do this, we show our own problem. Look. Look what he did. Look. Look. There's a problem. Why? Why there will be no solution? Why wouldn't we say there's a solution? Because there's no love in us, there's no solution for ourselves and for others. And this is the problem. So what do? At some point, we want to make people leave. That's normal. Because these people, they give us more suffering, because they show even more our problem. We can respond to a problem only through another problem, but never with true love, by love. Do you think that people will want to visit you? We should rather understand that when someone blows a fuse, we should understand that that person is suffering, he has too much suffering. Because when someone blows a fuse, it doesn't mean that he blows it right away. It is something he accumulated through frustration because he cannot find love. Because the way he's dealing with it does not work. And the problem is, since he does not have a drop of goodness in him, he cannot understand the cause of his suffering. It's not easy. Because himself, when there's a problem, he responds with harshness. You understand? Never with love. So, in reality, it will only cultivate this frustration more and more and more. And at some point, there's the cup is full. So what happens? All the people around him, they don't have love also. When there's a full, too much frustration, they hit him. And then it turns around once against each other. And most communities are like that. This is why we should meditate on love, meditate on Krishna deeply. For this, we must be at least situated in goodness. Meditation means goodness. So we need, if you want to progress, you must already calm yourself. Learn to breathe. Learn to disconnect yourself from the mind. You know, when we sleep, for example, the mind stops, the intelligence, the different states of sleeping, deep sleep, etc. So in the same way, through breathing, through the practice of yoga, when we chant mentally the Maha Mantra, we can come to this level where the senses, they stop, the mind, the intelligence, and we can simply be infused by the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, infused by love. And nothing, just this meditation for 4 or 5 hours, it will allow us to change truly our way of thinking, our way of acting, our way of perceiving things. Already, we will taste the satisfaction in ourselves, a deep satisfaction. It is goodness. And automatically, when we'll have actions, reactions in this world, we'll analyze them through goodness, through knowledge, spiritual knowledge that we received from our spiritual master. And naturally, we will treat things how? By love. Because in the same way that this meditation will save us, will heal us, we will understand that the only problem of living beings is that they cannot receive love. They're searching for the external, what exists internally. Why someone is getting angry? Because he's not able to find satisfaction with his senses, with his mind, with his intelligence. It's only this. But as soon as we start to meditate on Krishna, on love, for hours, we become infused. Automatically, peace is installed. And when peace is installed, and we see people in war, in conflict, and unhappy, we understand that the only problem of living beings is that they do not have love, because the only satisfaction is love. But love in this world brings suffering, because it is not perfect. So someone intelligent, he stops to look for it externally, but he looks for it inside of him. This is the principle of yoga. It's not complicated. You close your eyes, you breathe, and you chant. And you will see such development inside of you. Your heart will open. Your chakras will open. You will taste bliss, inner bliss. And this bliss will allow you to meditate on the chanting. This is the principle of goodness. There's nothing transcendental in this. It is the minimum if you want to hear the holy name. Before that, it is inattentive chanting. This is why you must, if you want to calm yourself and have at least success in spiritual life, be established in goodness, and goodness means meditation. If you do not have time to meditate, you will only be frustrated. We need time to meditate. You must pose yourself. Sit down. Sattvaguna means you stop everything to enter in yourself. From that you can understand that your life can be very simple, extremely simple, and that you can find happiness in any moment of the day. We only need to close the eyes. And this is only goodness. The spiritualists, they call it being in a present moment, meditation in full consciousness, but it is simply goodness. It is not transcendental yet, but it allows to chant peacefully, that it is comfortable. You can chant 6-8 hours without having any difficulty. You can listen clearly the holy name. Clearly. And automatically, the result is that gradually the heart will purify itself, and the presence of the Lord will manifest itself personally in you. This is the next step. That means you will start to develop an attachment for Krishna. You will start to feel love. So automatically, the more we will progress, the more we will react with love. This is the result of good meditation. The only problem is love. When you don't have any love, you suffer. When you have no love, you are attacking others, because everything depends on the external. It's crazy as a life. It's terrible. Everything will depend on the external environment. But when you can meditate on the chanting of the Mahamantra Hare Krishna with goodness, you can understand that everything that is outside cannot do anything against you. You become free from finding happiness. Free. You understand? Because in this world, the conditioned soul is a slave. To find happiness, she's obliged to work hard. This is struggle for existence, struggle for happiness. And then the struggle stops. You only need to close your eyes. From there, your problem is solved. You only need to be more and more engaged in devotional service. That means that from there, you just need that Krishna reveal himself more to you, because you need more and more this love. And gradually, you will need less and less the external world. You understand? So at least we need to be in goodness, because goodness means that you have the solution. Once you start to meditate on the chanting and that your attitude is good toward all living beings, you will never come back behind. Because Krishna will observe you. Krishna will come to you, will be attracted by you, by your good attitude. And most of all, this level of existence is a level that is so beautiful, because love means to give your heart. Love means that we need to give our heart. Love means to give ourselves. But in this material world, when we give our heart to someone and that we give ourselves, we must suffer so much. So much. But meditation on the chanting of the Mahamantra Hare Krishna allows to retire our heart from this world and place it and give it to Krishna. And from there, we'll never be cheated, because Krishna cannot cheat us, because He is love personified. He is what our hearts need. This is why, without love, our life is simply a misery. But what is most surprising is that they all have the solution, but nobody take it. How is that possible? It's a mystery. How is it possible that they all have the possibility to develop love? They think only about this, but they're not able to do it. It is just like materialistic persons. They only think about doing sex life, and you have so many agencies, like meeting clubs, because they're not able to do it. And it's the same. How is that possible? That there are spiritualists who give their life to develop love, but who are not able to develop love. It's a mystery, you know? This is because we're inhabited by subtle desires. Recognition, for example. And subtle things that make us do, although we speak about something, they make us become attracted by something else. Because to receive love of Krishna, we need truly have done going around everything and do not desire anything. When we have moved around and tried everything, so we are ready to give our heart. But what does it mean to go around and do everything? It means that I have to take birth in every species, that I have to go around any hook and corner of the creation, go to different universes. Yes. But how does that happen? Krishna is in our heart. Krishna can in one moment make us live everything over again and make us renounce completely. As long as there will be a hope in this world, we'll not be able to develop love. We run after a mirage that does not exist. Everyone is looking for happiness, but they do not find it. The scriptures say it is just like the desert. In the desert, there are mirage. You are thirsty and you see a beautiful lake, an oasis, and you run after it. When you arrive there, then it disappears and it appears somewhere else. When there will be no aspiration to material happiness, so we will be finding time for spiritual love, spiritual happiness, not before that. That's why certain devotees, although they speak about love, they still have material aspirations. Have a beautiful house, beautiful kids, do this, do that, like such thing, love such thing, and during that time we do not cultivate love. We do not cultivate, we do not meditate on our internal truth, but we meditate on illusory things. This is why it takes time. Mixed devotion does not allow to taste love. It allows to ease the pain from this world and to have a good life, but it does not allow to taste love. But as long as we do not have that love, we do not have solution, nor any solution for others also. And this is why people suffer again and again and again. Although they pray, they develop anger. Such institution, I'm angry. Such guru, I don't like. Such religion, I feel hatred. They're false. They're terrible. They are not allowed people to get saved. Look at them, look. Why we have such thoughts? Because there's no love. If there will be love, we will understand that this love interacts with other living beings in a different way. We will be appreciative. We would say, this one has love also, but it expresses itself differently. You understand? It is not that we speak about religion. We speak about voice, about institution, about guru. We speak about love. We speak about experience. That's different. It's not a theory, it is experience. And in the experience, we can understand that others can experience on other platforms. So on theory, it's not possible. Only us can be right. We are the only ones, we are the best. We are the only ones to have the mercy. We cannot be saved in other places. It is not possible. It is false. You think that person has love? It is crazy. We have love. It is theory, but practice is different. When we taste love, it makes it special. We start to question ourselves completely. Everything we taught you, you realize that it was false. And you start to listen in a different way, to see in a different way, to touch in a different way. This is where we expulse you. He deviated from love. But it works like this. It happens like this. All these fanatics, hard-hearted, they reject us. It's sad, but it's like this. Even Saint Francis of Assisi, he was rejected from his own order. He finished in a cave. Even Saint Francis of Assisi, it happened to him. It will always be the same. When you will develop love, those who don't have it, they will have envy towards you. This is why, when we have love in our heart, we don't say it so too high to everyone. If you arrive with wings, I have love, I have love, I am full of love for you. You have fanatics with great teeth, great black eyes, with weapons that protect the institution. It's not easy, the meeting, between I have love and the other one with his weapons, the protector of the institution. In fact, love that Krishna gives to his devotee, it is also intelligence. Krishna says, I give the intelligence. Love means that we will know how to act perfectly. And in an institution, there's a great number of fanatics because people have love. So, we can heal only through love. With love. Imagine an institution with nobody who has love. Must be difficult. They want to heal people, but they are not healed. This is why these people, they cut heads, they kill people, they kill them in the name of love. But if people have love, and they are at the head of something, then they can help others to heal themselves. So it is important to meditate on love. We need this love. We need this connection with Krishna. And we must respect it in others. Thank you very much.